It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It is Tuesday. It's October 7th. I'm very glad to be with you this morning. Let's get some headlines going, Paul Fletcher. I'm feeling Minnesota.
All right. Wisconsin-based Quick Trip is phasing out pennies in cash transactions, rounding totals down to the nearest nickel. Digital payments will still be charged the full amount. Stores will switch over as they run out of pennies. Quick Trip has 217 locations in Minnesota. So heads up.
I thought you were going to say Quick Trip has 217 pennies to work through. That's literally where my brain went. I was like, how do they know how many pennies they have? And of course, that wasn't the point at all.
Delegates from Israel and Hamas began indirect talks in Egypt yesterday to hash out sticking points in a U.S.-led 20-point proposal to forge a ceasefire and arrange a hostage prisoner exchange. The negotiations, mediated by the U.S., Qatar, and Egypt, kicked off on the eve of the war's second anniversary.
I can tell you. Hang on. I have my own ideas on how to fix everything.
Great.
I'm kidding. Okay. I don't have a clue.
Oh, you have none? Okay.
Not a clue.
There was a deadly tornado that ripped through rural Enderlin, North Dakota back in June.
Okay.
It killed 3 people, leveled countless homes, was even tossing railroad cars around like toys. And after extensive work by the National Weather Service, they concluded wind speeds were, quote, greater than 210 miles an hour, thus upgrading an EF4 to the first EF5 and strongest tornado in America since 2013.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's got to be a 5. Holy crap.
Yeah. Just tossing them around.
It doesn't, I don't know what that makes anyone feel like, but at least they're like, no, I told you it was a big storm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, I don't fully
It's hard to imagine.
I don't fully understand. I mean, I guess we study it and go back and reclassify them as a way of learning and preparing for the future. I don't know. But, a severe one nonetheless.
The 2013, was that? I'm trying to think of what the last time I heard about a 5. I know there was one, I think it was in 12 or 13, that went through Alabama. It started in Mississippi and went all the way over to the Carolinas. Bunch of people I knew in Birmingham were knocked out by that bad boy. But this, man, I haven't heard numbers like that in a really, really long time.
It was that whole area down there got hammered in 2013. The EF5 actually happened in Moore, Oklahoma.
Got it. Oh,
but that whole area down there, that 2013 was brutal that summer. UK winner Adam Lopez fell into a common trap that lottery winners have, spending your winnings like it's water. Lopez went big. He bought new Range Rovers for him and his mom, as well as a family trip to Barbados during a marathon spending and nonstop, quote, partying for the last 3 months. Then Lopez found himself hospitalized with a bilateral pulmonary embolism after getting a blood clot in his leg that moved to his lungs. Lopez admits now that, quote, I left my job and I never should have done that, adding, I lost the structure to my life and day-to-day living. It was a complete disconnect from the life I was living. He's luckily recovering. Now, I get what he's saying, but at the same time, you never know when it's going to happen, so why not go out and blow all that money?
Wait, time out. How much money did he win?
It didn't say. I actually looked for it. It didn't say, but it was probably in the millions of pounds, I would assume, but it didn't specify that.
So dude won a lottery and then had a health issue. Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive.
Right.
Fella.
Yeah.
Lottery winner Mark, what was his name?
Adam Lopez.
Adam Lopez.
Yeah.
Man, all I know is this. When my ship comes in, when that Powerball ticket comes my way, man, I'm just disappearing. I'm not going crazy. I'm just hiding.
There's a lake up north for you. Yes.
Yeah, I'm reading books. I'm sitting in a hammock and I'm eating sandwiches.
Sandwiches exclusively?
Damn straight, man.
Oh,
Dagwoods. Bigger the better.
Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson posted an Instagram video of their conversation about playing with a new drummer for the upcoming tour. And that's not all. A keyboard player, apparently, as well. Check it out.
My bass tech had been on tour with Jeff Beck, and he had been working with this drummer named Annika Niles. Talented and powerful. And this is going to be fun. I love the idea of being able to wander over to you, wander over to the drummer, and just be a bass player. So I think we will find ourselves adding keyboard player.
It will be very liberating for you, and we can start working on the dance routines.
Yes, start working on those dance moves.
Doesn't sound like they're ready to have any fun at all.
Just really, really good guys. Very, very decent human folk,
Sounds
those
like
two
it.
members of Rush. Neil Peart was also one of those wonderful people. I don't know these guys at all, but everything I've ever seen about them, every interview I've read, I've watched the documentary, they're just good, honest-to-God folks. And man, I hope they have a blast. I'm so happy they're able to go out and play that great music. Neil Peart is clearly irreplaceable, but that doesn't mean you can't have someone else play drums on those parts and pay tribute to the man.
Yeah.
I just think, and I'm not a Rush guy. Like, I've never been a self-identified Rush fan.
Sure.
And I'm a drummer, but Neil Peart was never one of my guys, if you will. But, you know, when he died, I felt just such a profound loss for the entire drumming world. And as bands go, you could do a lot worse than, you know, look up to Rush as like, let's do it like those guys did it.
Yeah.
Just good dudes, man.
Thank
God
you, Canada.
bless them. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
When they made that announcement yesterday, and everybody on the planet who cares about rock music went and Googled Annika Niles, I was like, I didn't know that name, but as soon as I saw her, I was like, oh, I've seen her videos a million times. Like in the just reels of, I follow a bunch of drummers and drum stuff, and it'll pop up all the time.
Okay.
And I'm like, who is that? Because she's just one of those insane polyrhythmic freaks. Honestly, she's a phenomenal talent. And I was like, oh, wait, I've seen her before, and looked into it a little bit more. And then I was like, oh, yeah, and I saw that thing Rick Beato did and all these different things. And, yeah, not a surprise at all. And the thing I really saw, I watched like a whole gig of her with Jeff Beck from like 3 or 4 years ago last year. And just the whole time was going like, who is this drummer? So, yeah, she's awesome. And I imagine that's going to be a lot of fun for those guys. Good for them.
They've made a point to point out each show is going to be a tribute to Neil Peart as well. So, a dog in Canada.
Polyrhythmic Freaks, missed opportunity for a band name, man.
That's a good name.
That was a good one.
A dog in Canada just made it into the Purina Animal Hall of Fame for fighting off a grizzly bear and saving its owner's life. 70-year-old Craig Campbell was hiking with his 10-year-old Doberman named Knight last year. When they crossed paths with a mama bear and two cubs, Knight fought it off long enough for Craig to grab the can of bear spray he had with him.
I said to myself, I'm about to die. She came racing out of the bush at full speed. Everything was silent, really, except for the huffing of the bear, which was so loud, giving me time to get my bear spray out. At which point I said to myself over and over, I'm going to live, I'm going to live, I'm going to live. The best dog is the dog you have in front of you.
Oh, Canada.
Sure.
I mean, the dog survived, right? This was not a posthumous award for the dog who fended off a grizzly bear mama and cubs. Holy crap. I guess I need to get a Doberman next.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Nice job.
I believe Knight survived.
Okay. I imagine that would be in the head. Yeah, the bear didn't get a Doberman snack then. That's good news.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Unbelievable, though. Just what a story.
Good job there, Doberman.
Well
Let me
done.
tell you about a dog who would not fend off a grizzly bear. This guy, Chauncey. He'd growl. He'd get a little like, hey, what's going on over there? And then I do think he'd, about a second and a half, 2 seconds in, he'd give me that look. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I'm faster than you, so we know how this is going to end.
For you.
That really is. Let's talk sports. Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell, after his 10-day European jaunt, says 4 players will return to practice this week from injury. Primarily, J.J. McCarthy is back on the field this week. And, you know, the for everybody saying, like, hey, Wentz got a couple wins. And in my mind, it's kind of like, yeah, go with the guy that's winning. At the same time, Carson Wentz was a last-minute addition to the roster, and the team is looking at J.J. McCarthy on a rookie deal as this is the best time to develop and get a winning team on the field. Not for this season necessarily, but next year and the year after. Teams with rookie deal quarterbacks. When you're paying your quarterback the least amount you'll ever pay him, that's when you build up the roster, and that's when you win titles. See the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes.
Sure.
Now, I'm not comparing J.J. to Mahomes, but I'm saying
you're comparing the concept.
Don't be surprised when J.J. McCarthy's starting again, probably against Philly in a couple weeks. That's the future of the team for whatever it's worth. And I'm all for that. I say you make a plan and you commit to it, and then if it doesn't work, you change plans. But we haven't seen if it's going to work or not. And with the rookie deal, you got to do these sort of things. Hey, what about the Minnesota Frost?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They have signed Britta Curl Salome. How do you say her name?
Salome.
Salome.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't getting that one right. She has a 2-year extension, that's good news. They're locking down all the best players. Their season starts, I guess sometime in November?
Yep.
Defending champs and whatnot?
2-time defending champs.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's big. It's fun.
For the first time since 2014, the Winter Olympics will feature NHL players again. They have not been involved since 2014. They will be at the 2026 Milan Cortina Games in Italy. A lot of players from the Wild looking around, trying to figure out if they're going to make it. The NHL is taking basically almost a 3-week break to accommodate the Olympics, which, okay, great for national pride, I guess. But seriously, man, that's just...
That's
the
NHL's
NHL's like, you got to be kidding me. Why are we doing this again? What are you going to do? Hey, real quick, looking back on this day in 2001, Barry Bonds hit the 73rd home run of his season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a new major league record for most home runs in a season and the biggest head growth ever over the course of a career.
Those
are special times.
I was just going to say that's when he was in his big head era.
I saw him at a Kentucky Derby event in 2010, and he looked like his rookie card. His head had shrunk.
Oh,
He had
really?
shrunk back down. I couldn't stop staring at him. I was like,
More proof.
Hot. Wow.
Did you
So
have
it is
enough
possible.
mint juleps to ask him about it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I didn't get anywhere near. I saw 2 people that night that really astonished me. One was Barry Bonds' back to normal-sized head and body, and the other was Tom Brady. And what astonished me about him, which I didn't know, is that dude's 6'5".
Oh, is he?
Oh, towered
Man.
2 solid inches on me. He
Okay.
walked right past me, and I was like, wait a minute. He's huge.
It's just unreal when you stand next to football players.
It really was. I was like, man, that guy, and he looked like he could, do a 4.40 in person. You could tell, like, what an athlete. You put him on an NFL field, and he looks like me out there.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Unreal. I stood next to Ryan Longwell once, kicker for the Vikings for a long time. And let's just average this out to kickers, right? They look tiny out there.
Yeah. No.
He was massive next to me.
Yeah.
And he looks tiny out there. It's crazy.
Burnsville, Minnesota. Let's go.
Good morning, Blaze.
You know what to do with that.
Buck Hill about to get busy.
Hey, we're gonna share a little information with you here in just a moment. We're gonna hang out on Thursday, and we're gonna suggest that you hang out with us. So take a moment with Modern English to get your Thursday afternoon schedule cleared, and I'll explain after we hear this.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It is Tuesday, which means in 2 days from now on Thursday, 5:30 p.m., we are going to head down to Eagan.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to hit the Bald Man Brewery, and we would love it if you would come out and join us. Why not? What else are you going to do on 5:30 but come to Eagan? Come on, let's go.
Oh, hell yeah. They're a KQ's Bestest 2025 winner, I believe, for Best Bingo. They do a person power tool bingo, or they have in the past.
Man.
That's pretty cool. And Steve, I think, have you been there photobombing people at some point?
I have been there. Yes, I have been to Bald Man Brewery. I went down there. They had a music, they had a couple of bands playing.
Okay.
Scarlet Goodbye and the Suburbs.
Nice.
A local legendary situation. Scarlet Goodbye with Dan Murphy from Soul Asylum. Good buddies of mine. I had a great day. Rosemary and I went down there. This is last year sometime, and it was awesome out there. They set it all up nice in the parking lot, but the brewery itself and the area inside was excellent. Great beer. It's going to be cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like
it's going to
that.
be awesome. I think it's going to be nice enough to hang outside. I'm not sure, but we'll see.
That's what they make coats for.
Are you kidding me? This weather we have right now is absolutely perfect for outside.
Yeah, 66 is your high on Thursday. That's good
right.
outdoor beer
Game
drinking
on.
weather.
Can't beat that. I don't think.
Let's do it, Bald Man.
Bald Man.
Yeah, man.
Eagan. Let's do it.
All right, that's
Looking
a plan.
forward to it.
It's kind of cool because every now and again, if you think about it, we get paid to drink beer.
I mean, that's very nice.
I think only thing cooler might be getting paid to watch movies, specifically scary movies. If you're a scary movie person, if that's your vibe, listen up. Today is your final day to put yourself in the running. You want to put your hat in the ring, go to cabletv.com. This website is accepting applications. They're trying to hire what they're calling a thrill turn.
A thrill turn?
Not an intern.
Okay.
A thrill turn.
I see what they did there.
Here's what they're going to do. They're going to ask you to watch, rank, and review 5 scary movies, and they're going to pay you $666 to do just that.
That's pretty sweet.
The mark of the beast in your pocket in greenback form. If you watch, rank, and review 5 scary movies, you'll also get a $50 Uber Eats gift card and a 1-year subscription to Screambox. Again, if you feel like this is something you want to do, go to cabletv.com. That's the website. Do
we get to watch them with Bruce Dickinson?
I don't know about that part, actually.
That'd be sweet.
That would be sweet. That would make it very not scary.
The $50 gift card is nice because you got to have Twizzlers when you watch these.
Well, you got to have a lot of things when you watch these movies if you're doing it right. You got to have the lights dimmed. You got to be ready to cover your ears, not your eyes. It's always
is that what you do?
Trick I learned as a kid.
Oh, okay. The trick I learned as a kid from my mom said she was growing up watching Hitchcock, like the Alfred Hitchcock Presents thing. She's like, go stand by the TV and just listen to everything that's happening.
Oh, see, I went the opposite. Because when something's about to happen and there's that one shrill like violin note adding to the tension, it's always the sounds make me crazier. The visuals, I'm like, it's just a movie. But when you have the sound and not even like screams, those are scary.
Yeah.
But it's the music when it's building up and building and it hits your subconscious. That's what used to really freak me out as a kid.
Okay, so it's not so much the machete going through the skull; it's more the violin.
No, absolutely. Because I could always go, well, that's just a movie. That's not real.
Right,
but music, that's as real as it gets, Jack. Ain't no getting around that.
All right.
You're not a scary movie guy, Fletcher.
I'm not, but I do enjoy them. I mean, like Get Out was fantastic.
Yeah.
The Shining is. I like thrillers, I guess, more than. But thrillers can be in the horror genre as well,
Oh, sure. Straight up just horror for horror's sake. That's ridiculous. After a while, it's like, the 9th machete attack. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But when there's a suspense and a build and really, really scary things that might actually happen in the real world, that's what really gets me. I can watch Halloween and not get freaked out or Nightmare on Elm Street because it's just too unrealistic. But
you can outrun Michael Myers.
Yes, you certainly can. But when you and by the way, I blame everybody. When the guy like Donald Pleasant shows up with that crazy eye and goes, "You'd have to get out," listen to him. Who doesn't take that guy seriously?
For sure. Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm not trying to slight anybody that likes these movies, but like Halloween, yes.
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre just gets to be a bit much for me.
It's interesting. Speaking of scary stuff, Ed Gein, the Monsters Ed Gein series on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
5 episodes in.
How's it going?
It's horrifying.
Okay.
It truly is really unsettling because it is all real. This is stuff that happened. But what's fascinating about it is it also goes off and explains all of these horror films that were based on Ed Gein, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
Like you're in the middle of an episode and suddenly you're in Texas in the late 60s with Tobe Hooper and his friends, and they're talking about making the movie. And it's all about my uncle grew up near Ed Gein. It's fascinating. I'm not spoiling anything. It's all in there.
Yeah.
But the thought process, I looked at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and always was, okay, I get it. I had no idea what his whole point was.
Right.
There's a real social sort of commentary that fueled the writing and creation of that movie that wasn't about trying to freak people out. It's heavy what he was trying to get his point to get across.
Right.
And when I understood that, I was like, oh, I see everything about that movie very differently now.
Okay.
Maybe credit to, or I should say, not credit to me for never understanding there was a much larger subtext to that movie. But then again, it came out when I was a little kid. And when I finally saw it, I was like, okay, chainsaws, cool, kind of freaky.
Yeah, I'm taking notes to steal this as my review to be a thrill turn and make my $666.
There you go.
This is good stuff, Steve.
So here's the list of movies, though. You got to watch 5 of these. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Check.
Candyman.
Ooh,
Saw it in the
yes.
theater, oddly enough, with Rosemary. We were like, it was really weird. We don't go to a lot of movies like that. For some reason, we did. Very, it spooked us. It got us. The Evil Dead.
Scratch that and just watch Evil Dead 2.
Okay, thank you. The
Fair
Exorcist,
enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's out there. Get Out, as you mentioned, Fletcher.
It's great.
Spectacular film.
Yeah.
Halloween, the original. Thank you.
Yes.
Always good. Hereditary.
Nope.
Ever see it?
Which one is that? The one with Toni Collette?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy.
You know what they could do is they could just rename that movie A Big Fat Sack of Nope, because I'm never seeing it.
I walked into a theater having no idea what I was in for, and that one
great
spun
though,
me.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hardcore. The 2017 Never saw it.
Me
Oh,
neither.
no?
Didn't
I
see
saw
it.
it. Yeah, it really made my skin crawl. All of my friends that had the old Tim Curry version from the 90s
right.
that they like taped off a TV or whatever really enjoyed that one more. But this sucker creeped me out. Yeah.
All right. Here's a movie I don't remember even hearing of. Martyrs from 2008. Martyrs. Anybody?
Ooh,
No, not ringing a bell to me even.
Okay. The Shining. That's a classic. We've
Hell
all seen The
yeah.
Shining. How about this?
Absolutely.
2008, The Strangers with Liv Tyler. Ever see it?
Oh, no.
Horrifying. Truly, it's because it's the kind of movie that could actually very much happen. There's nothing about it that you're like, oh, that couldn't happen. It's like, oh no, this could and has happened, and oh my God, it's terrifying.
I know why we haven't heard of Martyrs.
Why?
2008 French psychological horror film with a bunch of people in it who I can't even pronounce.
Oh, well,
So there
let's
you
go. I love wine and cheese and bread and French stuff. Let's watch it.
I'll read a movie, sure.
So 651-989-ROCK. Let's just get on to recommending great scary movies, because a lot of these, you've got your classics, but there's a few just off the top of my head that I've seen in the last 10 years. 20 years.
Okay.
And I always say, I'm not really into scary. Well, these are great films, though. And I'm going to throw one out there.
I know where you're going.
And then we'll move on. Oh, really?
I think so.
The Witch.
Oh, never mind.
With the chess Queen's Gambit actress. What's her name?
Oh.
Anna Taylor-Joy.
The Witch. It is, it's tremendously suspenseful. It is like 1640s New England. And just off the boat from England, a farmer and his wife, and then one of the kids disappears, and they think that the daughter might be a witch.
Yeah.
Not a lot of dialogue, just a whole lot of, thank God I don't live in 1640s New England.
Yeah, especially if you're a woman.
Yeah,
Never
trust
goes
me.
well.
And very, very paranoid. The paranoia that is shown on there, and loyalty and witchcraft. It's freakishly scary. Here's one that was absolutely terrifying, but you had to be there in real time to understand how, because it's more than just the movie itself.
Okay.
But genius marketing behind the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
The
Absolutely.
actors in that movie went underground for months. They weren't they used their real names, and they disappeared from public. They weren't known people, but in the months leading to the movie's release, they were like, "Hey, you got to go and you got to keep yourself out of any place where people can find you and find out this isn't real." The movie was marketed and sold word of mouth on, this was actual found footage. This is a real bunch of footage. There's not really a script, and if you don't know anything, I think by now everybody has heard of the Blair Witch Project.
It came out when I was in high school.
Okay. Oh, man,
It was
perfect.
it was like prime time for me
Yeah.
and my friends to be into this, especially because we lived in Lakeville and there was a bunch of woods there at the time.
Yeah.
So we totally hung out in the woods all the time.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Bad teenagers. Smoking your cigarettes in the woods like you're supposed to. But the Blair Witch Project, when it came out, it took, Sundance aired. It blew up from Sundance.
Yes.
And then in the months between Sundance and getting a major release, that's like the people in the movie, literally, they were just gone, out of sight. And I walked into the theater like, wait, and back then, no internet. It's like, wait, so is this, as an adult, I'm in my 30s, and I'm like, so is this real? Is this actually
really
happening?
real? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then you watch it, and it ended. And just everyone walking out of that theater like zombies, like, holy crap. And then once you find out, it's like, oh, okay, you can't watch it twice.
Yeah.
It's like once you know, it's like The Sixth Sense. It's like, that's really good when you don't know how it's going to end. And then you go back and watch it, and you're like, yeah, whatever. One trick pony.
I'm a 20-something guy, and I'm not into these kinds of things. and even I was sucked in by that marketing. I was like, I have to go see this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it was, and they nailed it, man. That was a good flick.
Oh, it's great.
A one-time watch, but a good flick. I agree with that.
You know what else is really, really upsetting to watch? And again, it's not blood and gore. It's I can't think of what it's called. It's the couple that's going scuba diving and they get left.
Oh, God.
And it's a true story.
Deep water or something like that?
Deep, something like that. That movie is gut-wrenching. And again, it's the kind of thing you go see it in the theater and it's like, oh my God. And you're like, what's great about a movie with two people just treading water for an hour?
Open water.
Open water. Open seas, open water.
Open water.
Really, really, really upsetting. I mean, that's just one of those, again, not only could it happen, it did happen. And when I'm watching stuff like that, that's when I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
Super scary.
You feel so helpless and tense sitting there watching that.
Luther at Westside Volkswagen, talking text line. Any text coming in, Paul, at 651-989 Rock?
Yeah, a couple for The Hills Have Eyes, both the original and the remake.
Very creepy.
And one that was on the list that we actually didn't rattle off, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, that's on my
Thing.
to-do list. I haven't actually sat down and watched that one yet.
That's pretty strong.
Okay.
You can't go wrong with Kurt Russell at the South Pole. Come on.
Sure.
You know what? I just had another thought for one. Great, suspenseful, if you've never seen it. A movie that I think only has 3 people in it, Dead Calm. The first Nicole Kidman movie I ever saw.
Oh.
It's an Australian film.
Okay.
And it's, boy, Billy Zane is a complete sociopath. And she's married to that guy who's in everything and he's always really good. You know, it's one of those guys. Oh, he's that guy, Sam Neill. And they're on a boat and it's just the two of them. And then a third guy shows up and they're like, where did this guy come from? It's awesome. Really, really, really scary. Chilling stuff. It's good stuff. Early Nicole Kidman, you can do a lot worse.
I've got a submission.
Okay.
That just came out this year.
Lay it on me.
Michael B. Jordan, Sinners, was brilliant.
It's a great film.
It had so much to say.
A tremendous amount of things going on in that movie.
Okay.
No, I was going to say maybe almost too much, but no, it's just a really complex plot and twisting so much stuff. It was just.
Are they zombies or vampires or something
a little
like
bit
that
of
in that movie?
Vampires.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Vampires representing all sorts of other cultural phenomena.
Okay.
A lot of subplot, a lot of subtext, I should say. A lot of stories being told in that movie.
Again, Steve, I'm going to take some notes and just submit what you're saying for my review for this.
From scary movies, we should all see to oddly creepy things that are considered normal, things that happen all the time. And then at some point you go, actually, it's kind of weird, kind of gross, kind of creepy.
I got one. Is it writing a song about breaking up with your partner and then making him sing it? Hell yes, TV Nick.
Yeah. You go, girl. Yeah, that's normal
one.
for Fleetwood Mac. Pretty creepy and weird for anybody else to even imagine. I mean,
I suppose
I give them credit, man. Yeah. Think about any job you've ever had. What if you're involved in a very serious relationship at work and then you break up and then you got to go back to work the next day? And imagine if that work is writing songs about it and performing them together in front of hundreds of thousands of people for the next 50 years. I mean, man, that's band dysfunction on such a unique and elite level.
They're the most bizarre band ever in that regard, right? I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're nuts.
It's a testament. I mean, the two things that we overlook and take for granted are how insane it must have been to be in Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
2 divorces and then affairs in between, going all over the place. And then also a guy with one arm being a drummer in a giant band that still plays all the time. Yeah. Rick Allen losing his arm and Fleetwood Mac not all killing each other. The 2 greatest things that have ever happened in rock history. Yeah. Phenomenal.
Points to Def Leppard.
They should have won a Nobel Prize when they said, "Yeah, you can stay." Oh yeah, man, figure it. We'll take 3 years off of our career for you to figure out how to play a drum kit with one arm. Sure. That's humanitarian deluxe right there. That's good stuff. Here's one that when I was a kid, this used to really creep me out, and that's hopping into a chair that someone else jumped out of, and so it's still warm.
Oh my God, yeah.
It really bothered me as a kid.
Even creepier when it's a toilet seat in public.
Just gonna say that.
And that happens a lot more to women than it does to men.
Sure, it does.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and I hadn't thought about this as being creepy until just now, and it absolutely is. Oh my God. God. I just got the heebie-jeebies all the way down my neck.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Fine.
It's like I actually prefer a really cold toilet seat. You know, it's like, that's cold. But at least someone else wasn't just sitting here.
Yeah, there were no cheeks
putting
kissing
all
it.
their cooties all over it. Man, that's pretty good. I didn't even think about the toilet thing.
Yeah.
I tell you something I've not experienced, but I've certainly stood there and watched my wife 2 times. There are a few things that I have experienced in life that are more completely normal and joyous and beautiful, and then until you're there, absolutely terrifying. Pregnancy. Do you know how much can go wrong? Like when you read the books on what's happening inside, like in my case, my wife's body, and then realizing, we take it for granted. Everyone gets pregnant. Everyone has babies. No, man, that is scary stuff. That is, yes, it's natural, and so are tornadoes. It's scary going through that.
It can be freaking deadly. There's a parasite growing inside you.
That's exactly what Rosemary would say. That she was like, there's a alien being in my body. And I mean, you know, it's just like, I never thought of that. I thought you're supposed to be like, isn't this great? It's just going to feel okay and a little sickness in the morning, but it's just a joyous, blessed event. And it's like, not really. There's a lot going on in there. It's really scary.
Yeah. I mean, we were never terrified until our oldest came out and, you know, didn't take a breath for 4 minutes. But the process, that's
a level of terror that I've never experienced.
Yeah, but the process, I think my wife Spencer would agree. It was more just like awe-inspiring. Like, I can't believe that this is actually happening than it was terrifying.
Every
but
time she would go in for tests and stuff, you're just like this, you know, you go in to get a certain test and it will determine if that or this. And you're like, and we just kept getting good results. But every time you're like, because there's nothing that matters more to you all of a sudden. And then at any moment it could go horribly awry.
You know, we use the phrase all the time going through things in life. We say, oh, it's not life or death. This actually is. So I agree with you. I see what you're saying. From that perspective, for sure.
How about this? And maybe this is just something from movies, but this will creep me out if I'm anywhere and I just hear like a grandfather clock or any other kind of clock that's just ticking.
Oh.
You ever have that? Just notice it, and once I notice it, I can't turn my brain off of it. It's like the Claves and Rolling Stone Street Fighting Man. Once you're aware of where that off-time little ding happens in the song, it's all I ever hear.
Right.
Maybe that's just my brain.
Yeah, I'm not going to listen to that song for at least 3 months until I forget you just said that.
It's going to ruin it for you for life.
Both my grandmas had grandfather clocks, so it's sort of like, for me, I just think of the childhood. It doesn't. But what about clowns?
Yeah,
clowns are. Sure. I had a girlfriend who was deathly afraid. We came up to him a couple of different times, just walking into a store. There'd be, I don't know what the situation was, but there's a clown there, and I kid you not, it's bury her face, turn and run the other direction, and I'm left standing there going, she'll be fine.
Great. She'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's just but clowns, they can be creepy, man. Like, not always, but most of the time.
Oh, sure. No, that's a very common thing. I mean, it just plays on all that. There's a, you know, the way that people like me, I've had a snake thing my whole life, but a lot of people see clowns and they're just like, not digging that at all. Ryder already sent the shiver up my spine when she said the warm toilet seat. Just totally, I didn't see it coming.
Right? Yeah.
651-989 Rock. That's your Luther Westside Volkswagen Talking text line. Paul.
Ben, the tech guy, says, "Okay, there's nothing normal about clowns," which I mentioned. And you know what? He's right. So I digress. What do you do to prank your friend who has an unhealthy fear of clowns? Secretly fill your garage full of red balloons while watching it.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's the problem. You're never going to get your friend who's afraid of clowns to watch that movie.
That's very true. No shortage of red balloons in the sewers around America. That Halloween, when that movie came out in 2017.
Oh, yeah.
Man, they're just everywhere.
Killer marketing.
Yeah, really good.
A 763 number sent in a really good one. A wet door handle from the person in front of you.
Yeah, that just really creeped me out. What is that? Why is that so creepy?
Why is it?
Is it always the public bathroom door handle?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, hopefully it means they wash their hands.
It means they wash their hand.
Maybe.
But then I always think a wet hand is more susceptible to get all the germs from the air. It's like, dry that bad boy off, man.
Yeah. That's when you hope they have one of those foot latches. So you just pull it open with your foot.
Yeah, I'm not a germaphobe, thankfully, but as I get older, I am more aware of things like that. I'll just sometimes be like, ooh, I'm still freaked out. Sometimes when if you're in a bar, you go into the bathroom, got to take a leak. You walk in there, and I'll walk in there with a beer. I don't think about that. But I was at just this past. I was over at Grumpy's on Saturday.
Yeah.
And a guy walked in to the bathroom with food. Like,
I mean, Grumpy's is its whole own situation.
Yes, I know.
To be fair, you know.
Granted, but I'm like, don't go into the bath. I don't know, something about bringing that sandwich into the bathroom.
They just
with
couldn't
all
take
the
a break.
smells. It's like, just set it down. I don't know. That was a bit much for me.
It was so good they just couldn't put it down for a bathroom break.
I guess not. And then he offered me a bite, and of course I didn't want to be rude, so I took a bite, and now I've been.
Hey, so
Yes.
here's one. Does your cat ever just stare at a corner in the room?
Oh, absolutely.
That's one for me. Like when cats give you that stare, whether it's you or a spot in the room where you're thinking, what are they looking at? But they could also just be staring at you for no reason, and it's the cats
stare off in space. They're absolutely communicating with ghosts and stuff. No
and
question
aliens.
about it.
Aliens too, or
aliens? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Sure, that makes sense. 651-989-ROCK. Back to that bathroom thing.
The Grumpy's bathroom or just anyone?
No, just general.
Okay.
Just general bathroom stuff. I'm just spacing because now I've got like three things going through my mind at once that are just kind of wind me up a little bit.
It's creepiness overload.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's the creepiness overload.
Yeah.
Anything else on the text line before we move on? I'm just trying to find if there's the wet door handles just got me. I'm all agog.
You're
now.
reeling right now.
I am.
Yeah. Terry sent in a good morning. My house pops and creaks. It used to scare me, but now I'm thinking expensive, even scarier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, we'll see a crack in the wall, and I'll be like, hey, maybe we need to get an energy audit. And Mr. Ryder's like, no, because there's no way we can afford to do any more insulation, and I just don't want to know about it.
Getting
goosebumps.
I learned a painful lesson about it's old and really full of charm, and what that means is poorly insulated at the end of the day. And man, that's not a mistake I'll ever make again in this life.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. You always hear breakfast, the most important meal of the day. They've been saying that since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And I've been living my life in absolute virulent opposition to that very statement.
Wow.
I go without breakfast a lot. I'm a big eater, and I will eat, and I will overeat, and then I will, think about my lunch. I get excited about meals, blah blah blah. But breakfast, and I love breakfast food. But more often than not, I'm just like, just wait till lunch. It's a weird thing. Science is wagging its finger at me right now.
It
and
is.
saying,
As am
tisk,
I.
tisk, tisk. Wow, you did just wag your finger at me.
You need a foundation.
Not only is it the most important meal of the day, it really matters when you eat breakfast, apparently. Recent studies are showing that eating times, you base them on your body clocks, the circadian rhythms you always hear about. Mm-hmm. Keeping earlier breakfast start times helps to restore your natural circadian rhythms in older adults. So people are healthier, they're happier, and it lengthens your life. If your circadian rhythms are in sync, you're just gonna get through the days in better shape, and it's probably gonna add more days on your timeline. The trick, according to science, drum roll please, is to eat within 31 minutes of waking up.
31 whole minutes?
You got a half hour.
That is too long.
It's too.
What do you stuff your face the second you roll out of bed?
I need to be having food in my body. I would say 10 to 15 minutes max. Yes, and on work days I will get a shower in before eating breakfast, but 30 you want to wait half an hour?
No, it just says within 31 minutes. You don't have to wait 31 minutes. You have 31 minutes with which to stuff your gullet, Ryder.
It's not swimming?
No, it's not.
The clock is ticking once you wake up.
So within 31 minutes. Yeah. For me, most days, that's the idea of eating at 4:30 in the morning or 4 in the morning. I can't do it.
Dude, 3:50. Food is going into my body.
Wow.
Yes.
All right,
God,
you know what?
I
I might try this tomorrow. I might get up tomorrow and whip up a little something and see how I feel when I get here.
I do recall once upon a time you saying you made a breakfast burrito in the morning before you came, and that was a really good show, man. So let's
was it a good? It was
a good show that day.
Yeah, every now and again I will, but so all right. That gives me a plan. I'm already envisioning my breakfast burrito for tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to go with?
Got a little ham I can slice up there, get that going there with a little chopped pepper and onion. Come on.
Oh, hell yeah. Sometimes on the weekends, I'll get up like at 6:30 or 7, eat breakfast, and then go right back to bed.
No, I can see that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan. See, that's the problem. When I eat, I just immediately want to go to sleep again.
I wonder what that does for the circadian rhythm if you go back to sleep right away.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just good, healthy living as far as I can tell. No such thing as too much sleep. Hey, you may have heard Rush is back. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson return for their 50-something tour next summer. We would love to send you to both nights in Chicago.
Nice.
Enter to win tickets for 2 shows at United Center, round-trip airfare, and a 4-night hotel stay. Go to 92kqrs.com to figure out how and when to enter. And good gracious, that's a heck of a gift.
Yeah.
All right. Here is where we are at.
Yes.
It's time for WTF, Wisconsin, Texas, Florida. Riders edition. So Ryder's going to play us 3 clips, news stories. We will attempt to figure out, did they take place in Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida?
Okay.
Could be one of each. Could be all 3 in the same state. Could be any combination. And then we will put it to the caller who will correctly ID the location of all 3 first will win tickets to see Michael Shannon and Jason Narducci and friends play REM's Life's Rich Pageant March 14th at First Ave.
Sweet.
A show that's way better than you think it's going to be. They've been doing the REM thing for a couple years on tour, these gentlemen, and it's a great band, and it's great music, and it's a good show.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, and Life's Rich Pageant, boy, a lot of people think that's REM's best album from 1986. That's going to be a good night. So, with all that said, let's get to it, Ryder. You have chosen what I will be imagining to be 3 great stories.
I mean, it's going to be a tough one, though. This is going to be a tough week to nail these. So here we go.
Okay.
Here is the first one.
Now, only on 13, an internal review of how evidence is handled is underway after County Sheriff's Office deputy got sick this morning at a substation.
Yeah, sources are telling ABC 13 reporter Jessica Willey that he took some drugs that were seized in a crime because he thought they were candy. Jessica is live at the sheriff's office and has more for us tonight. Jessica?
Yeah, it sounds like an unfortunate mix-up that could have been prevented. The sheriff's office and the deputy's organization says that this deputy is at home and is okay, but he did have to go to the hospital. Sources say the drugs were sitting out after they were recovered at a possible home invasion. Work at the County Sheriff's Office substation was interrupted today when a deputy got sick. According to ABC 13 sources, he ingested drugs that were seized Tuesday. The drugs colorful in nature and divided into clear plastic baggies sitting in a box. The deputy said he mistook it for candy. Tonight, the deputy is doing well. Jessica Willey, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
All right, enough fun and games.
Okay, so how often do you
You tell me a sheriff doesn't know the difference?
How often do you see colorful baggies, little like Ziploc bags with colorful stuff and think, I'll have that candy that's already been unwrapped and placed into individual bags?
Yeah.
And sitting in my police station.
Come on.
Shockingly, he didn't want to talk to the news station.
Oh,
yeah, I
but
bet
said
he
he's doing
didn't.
okay.
Man, we'll
Okay,
see.
so
That's
there's your
great.
first one. And then this one might sound familiar to some people hanging out in White Bear Lake.
They all know the same face, but friends of Charity Johnson have each heard a different story.
Everything that she was doing, it was all planned.
She gave me the same story about her biological father. He passed away, and her biological mother's dead.
Tamika Lincoln says back in March, Charity told her she was 15 and needed a place to stay.
I sympathized with her and invited her into my home.
Lincoln also met with Charity's 10th grade teachers at New Life Christian School.
I just don't know why she did it.
I have deep concerns about her being who we don't know she is, and then she's out there at a school.
As soon as Lincoln and Paul Ward suspected Charity was using a fake identity, they called the police and went straight to the school. Lincoln posted a picture of Charity on Facebook and asked if anyone knew her. The response is surprising.
I've reached out to 4 different women off of Facebook that she has contacted here in Minnesota.
It's pretty mind-boggling, and it causes you to pause.
Well, that's mind-boggling.
Okay, so it was an adult woman who told people she was 15 to go to high school. We'll throw in a bonus point if you can guess how old this woman is. It's way older than that dude in White Bear Lake, just a heads up.
Man, so the concern with, I like the quote, we're concerned with her being who we don't know she is.
That's mind-boggling.
That's great.
Oh, man. Okay, and then here's your last one. This is just some good old fun looking for love.
Well, with the modern approach to dating that relies on apps and social media, one man is hoping to turn some heads in a different way.
So this billboard advertises a man named Robert as #1 eligible bachelor. Our Catherine Merck asked the 43-year-old about his unique approach to finding love.
Both literally and figuratively, Robert says this billboard is his way of putting himself out there. He hopes that people who drive by here take his message as a sign.
I'm just looking for that special someone.
Meet Robert.
I get lonely. Yeah, everybody does. I'd like to walk down the sidewalk on a nice summer day and just hold someone's hand.
He's calling himself #1 eligible bachelor.
Well, who says I'm not?
His dating life has taken a different turn after many failed attempts.
Dating sites just weren't working for me. Match and Tinder and just none of them were working.
He's turned to this electronic billboard to find the love of his life. By calling this number, he tells local honest women to leave him a message. Robert is still looking for the right person.
Unless you want to go on a date, you can be my first date. What do you think?
Reporter!
I know about that. While this might be one of the more unique ways to find somebody special,
Let's go big or go home. I mean, you don't get any bigger than this.
this #1 bachelor hopes this sign
Right there.
brings him closer to the one.
Well, I hope people take it serious. I want someone to take it serious. Don't be shy. Call me.
Reporting in I'm Catherine Merck with News 3 Now.
Okay.
God, that's a horny dude.
Ballsy enough to ask out the reporter.
#1 bachelor. That brings to mind Mr. Man. He's the male Kathy Bates. He's gonna break your foot for you if you don't look
Holy
out.
smokes.
Oh, boy.
Okay,
Reminds me of
Robert.
Michael Scott from The Office.
Oh, Robert. All right, so we got deputy eating candy that turns out to be drugs.
Uh-oh.
We got an adult woman pretending to be a 15-year-old kid. And then we got #1 bachelor, Robert, looking for love. Kathy in Northfield apparently is on the horn and has cracked the code. So to recap, Ryder.
All right, first we'll go with a sheriff's deputy taking some drugs because he thought they were candy.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida?
Fletcher?
You know what? I've got no clue on this one. I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and say Texas.
Okay.
Whereas I'm thinking about the time I accidentally ingested drugs and I was in Florida.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Accidentally. One time. By accident.
Kathy, what's the answer?
It is Texas.
There you go. Okay. All right, so there's one for Fletcher.
Wow. Lucky.
Okay. And now we're going to a grown-up woman who enrolled in high school and said she was a 15-year-old but was lying. Feels like White Bear Lake, but is actually either Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida.
I'm going to go ahead and jump in and say that's a Scotty situation. Wisconsin.
They mentioned Minnesota in the story.
Yep.
The whole thing just felt small town Midwest to me. Oh, and 33 years old.
You're saying,
Wisconsin, 33 years
you're
old.
sayingWisconsin? You got a guess on the age?
I'm going to say
Steve?
Wisconsin, and I'm going to up it. I'm going to say 37 years old.
Oh, okay. All right. Kathy, where is this story?
Once again, Texas.
It is in Texas.
Come on,
Yes.
Charity.
So Charity, actually 31 years old.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
We both
real
lost because
crazy.
we both went over. Dang it.
And
All
went
right.
to Wisconsin. All right, the final one is going to be the dude putting up a billboard looking for love.
#1 bachelor, Robert. Let's see. 0 for 2. I have yet to say Texas, so I guess I got to say Texas.
Taking out a billboard to advertise yourself as single feels like a salesperson with a pinky ring, like a pistol winker, and that makes me think of Florida.
Kathy?
Give him the bad news.
The accent throws you off, but it was Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yes.
Wow. That's very that's un-Wisconsin. That's not an upper Midwestern way to go through life, billboarding yourself like that, Robert.
No.
Man, standing out in all the right ways.
Just a saving grace for you guys. He was wearing a cowboy hat in the news story.
Oh,
so
good Lord.
There you go.
Well, Kathy, you got tickets to see the show at First Avenue. Michael Shannon, Jason Narducci playing REM's Life Surge pageant. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
You got it. Sit tight on hold for a quick second. Oh, gosh. You mean Henry Winkler, Arthur Fonzarelli? Yeah, he's on this show at 9:30 today.
Love that.
We will be discussing his latest book and other things with the great Henry Winkler. And a reminder, you can find the Gorman in the Morning podcast anywhere you get podcasts, anytime you want. Sponsored by Devani's Pizza and Hot Hoagies.
Gorman in the Morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the Morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the Morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Henry Winkler is calling momentarily to discuss yet another book. My man has been writing books on an absolute frenzy the last 20 years or so. A lot of kids' books. I've interviewed Henry on this show and on my old sports show a few different times over the years, and I met him one time in Los Angeles in 2003. My buddies in the band Stereophonics were mixing an album in Los Angeles. And Henry's stepson, Jed, is a buddy of mine. And Jed said, hey, can I pop by the studio? I'd love to meet those guys. I love that band. I said, yeah, we're over here. They're mixing a record. I'm hanging out. Totally cool for you to stop by.
So you're just hanging out? You're not, this isn't a record you're on?
No,
Gotcha.
no. They're just my buddies, and they're in town, and I'm living there. And so I'm just in the studio a couple times a week listening to the record and hanging out.
Yeah.
Because mixing is boring, and you want your friends to stop by. Anyway, Jed shows up. Again, this is Henry's stepson. He pops his head in. He's like, hey, is this cool? I said, sure. And he opens the door, and who's with him but Henry? And it was just one of those.
Oh, my God.
Like, I didn't know that was going to happen. The guys in the band didn't know that was going to happen. It was an immediate. I mean, it was just truly mind-boggling. And now let's all have a collective gasp because Henry Winkler is joining us on Gorman in the Morning. Good morning, Henry.
And good morning to you. Thank you for inviting me.
It's always a pleasure, sir. Let's just get right into it. Another book, Detective Duck: The Mystery at Emerald Pond. You have written a tremendous amount of kids' books. When you were a kid, that probably would have sounded like the most impossible thing to imagine that you yourself would be writing books one day.
But you know what? That is absolutely the truth. Until it happened, I thought there was no way that I could be a writer. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't get hired as an actor, and a friend of mine said, meet Lynn Oliver. She knows everything about children's literature. We had a terrible lunch, but a great meeting. And now we are at 40 books. Detective Duck is the Mystery at Emerald Pond is our 40th book.
That is incredible. 40.
That's unreal.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And growing up when you did, not to mention
I couldn't read.
Nobody else knew what dyslexia was. That wasn't a word you probably ever heard as a kid.
That's right. I was just called stupid, lazy, not living up to my potential. And I kept thinking, I don't think I'm stupid, but all these adults are saying I am. And then I found out when our oldest child was tested that I wasn't stupid. I literally had something with a name. And, you know, there is more than one way to do something. Mm-hmm. And I figured out a way with Lynn Oliver to be in the room since 2003 and write all of these different kinds of adventures. And now we have this little duckling who is determined, who dreams about being a detective.
Sure.
And she is an environmentalist.
Oh, fair enough.
Nice.
Henry Winkler's with us on Gorman in the Morning. So, if you don't mind, so you didn't realize you were dyslexic until one of your children was diagnosed. Is that what you said?
At 31, our oldest son, Jed, was tested because he was having trouble, and he was so verbal, but he didn't seem to put things together. And he was tested, and we found out that he had dyslexia. And when they said that about Jed, I went, oh, my God, that sounds like me. And I found out at 31 that I had something with a name.
Okay, so that's an amazing thing. And then you've then obviously worked with Lynn, and you've now written 40 books. But again, I got to go back. How did you ever learn lines when it was so difficult to read?
Do you know when you need to do something, when you really want to do something, there you can figure out your way. And I read over and over again. I read it slowly. I underlined it in yellow. And as I did that, it started to go in because I could memorize faster than I could read. So that helped me a lot when I was doing lines, when I was doing Happy Days, around the table reading with all the other actors, and I had to give them the right cue. I had to make sense of what I was saying. So I had a big responsibility.
Henry Winkler's with us. So this is amazing to me.
Yeah.
It's an amazing accomplishment to do anything, much less than get hired. And then before you know it, you're dealing with literally being a global icon. I mean, you're the kid who couldn't read. You're the kid who was told you were stupid. And then you go from 0 to 1,000 almost overnight. That had to have been a bit of a mind warp time for you.
Do you know what helped me is when I realized that, I can't walk on water. I didn't get any taller. Geometry is still a mystery to me.
Right. Yeah.
And I realized no matter what wonderfulness was happening in my life, I myself was not changing, except that I was getting, I was growing and getting more mature. But I had wonderful people, Ron Howard and Don Most and Anson Williams and Gary Marshall, and everybody was a friend. We played ball together. I learned how to play softball, which I could never do. And so then that's what I learned. You don't know how much is in you, how many different things you can accomplish until you just put one foot in front of the other.
That's great. 40 books later, and then, we know your roles, obviously Fonz, Barry Zuckerkorn, Gene Cousineau, just in the last 20 years, but so many other things. But you also, as a producer, you produced MacGyver, for crying out loud.
That was the first show I ever produced, and it ran for 13 years.
Yeah, just a couple of home runs along the way. Why not? But you mentioned something earlier. You already said you started these books. You couldn't get hired as an actor. Talk about such an unexpected, bittersweet thing. You're so iconic in certain roles that people then don't want to touch you for a while. Was that what you were getting at?
That is exactly what happened. And crazy. I got panicked, and I thought, oh, my goodness, I've got a family. How am I going to support them? I went to a friend, and he said, write books about your dyslexia for little kids. And I said, I can't do that because I am dyslexic. And then he said, I'm going to introduce you to Lynn Oliver, and together we figured out a way to write 40 books together.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Henry, I do have to say, we greatly appreciate your time. I know you're a very busy man. But Night Shift and The One and Only, just absolutely banger movies that I can never, ever turn off if they're on.
But Night Shift was Ron Howard's first movie. He came to me and he said, please, you're my friend. Warner Brothers will fund the movie for $6 million. And they said, you have to be in it. And I said, okay. He said, you can play either role. I said, okay.
Yeah.
And I took the part of Richie.
Yeah.
I had played the Fonz for 10 years, so I played the Milquetoast.
Incredible.
And he was magnificent and went on to become a billion-dollar director.
Yes, he did. Are you happy? Like the French when Lindbergh landed. I've used that line ever since I first saw that movie. I absolutely love it. And The One and Only is another absolute family favorite of ours.
And you know, another movie I made I really love, and I'm not bragging, but I think it's so funny, is Here Comes the Boom.
I don't know that one. I'm going to watch it.
Oh, my God.
All right.
It stars Kevin James, who wants to be an MMA fighter.
Okay.
And I'm his coach.
Yeah. Oh, all right. That's my homework for the day. Henry, it is always such a pleasure to talk to you. Best of luck. Detective Duck, the Mystery at Emerald Pond. Thank you, sir.
Oh, I thank you for having me on.
Always a pleasure.
Good luck to you. Continued success.
Man.
Unbelievable.
Just the nicest guy on the planet. Always.
We need to bring up Coach Klein from the Water Boy. Come on now.
Hey man,
Coach Klein.
where do you start? I mean, you just
where do you end?
Yeah, you just throw darts and everything you hit, you're like, wow. Yeah, I heard it. I read a piece on him years ago, and he talked about like, I guess I should try to produce. No one wants to hire me, and the first thing he signs on is MacGyver.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, okay, cool, good job there.
This is easy.
By the way, the last Creed movie, he produced it.
He did, really?
Oh, his production company has done some huge movies in the last few years.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, he's still just out there knocking it all down. That is awesome. Here's your last word for the day. There's a Netflix show right now called The House of Guinness that's running. It's basically, it's a soap opera. It's about the Guinness family and the heirs and the blah, blah, blah. Made by the same people who did Peaky Blinders.
Oh, nice.
So it's got that same thing where like you're watching a show that's taking place 100 years ago, but they're playing rock music. And if you can swallow that, it's a pretty enjoyable show. But it just made me, I was thinking about this, and, Guinness, the first Irish product to become a global sensation, really, and it was flowing all around the world many years ago. Part of their success, Arthur Guinness in 1759, when he was a 34-year-old beer man, he recognized, I got to keep my costs down.
Sure.
Got to make smart decisions.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
He went to the city of Dublin and said, hey, I want to sign a lease for this building. They said, sure. And he said, I'll pay you $45 a year in 1759. That's not a small amount of money.
Right.
And then he said, okay, so I want you to lock me in for 9,000 years.
Yes.
And in case you're wondering if they were probably drinking Guinness at the time, I'd say yes, because Dublin went, okay.
Hell
a 9,000-year lease. They pay $45 a year in rent at the Guinness Brewery in Dublin, Ireland.
That's unbelievable.
And it's in a prime location, too.
It really is.
Not out in the middle of nowhere.
No, it's a little something called St. James's Gate. Pretty strong location.
Cool.
So the lesson is, as always, if you can get a 9,000-year lease, sign it.
Game on.
Well, if it's that cheap.
Well, I'm just man, it's going to be cheap eventually.
I suppose.
All right, tomorrow on the show, Beat the Jock.
Oh, boy.
Looking very forward to that.
Gorman in the morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.